So let's say that I really love this mix that I just created. I want to record my mix and I want to perform the automations of the faders all in one go while I'm playing the mix. In the mix I also have active some reverb tracks and for the vocals and for the choir and for maybe the drums, and they're all running live on my console. I already routed in, and remember that all the sounds that you hear are coming from the mix bus that we are auditioning. How do I record this mix that is going directly into my final bus? All I need to do is to create a new stereo track, because that's how you need to bounce the final submission, and call it final mix. Once you've done that, I need to choose an output that is suitable. So for example, I'm gonna use a channel in 1718, and with what regards the output, I don't want to hear auditioning anything, and it's very important that you put it in mute to avoid that you have a look back, because if you hear audition back into the same signal and you're recording the same mix, it will create a feedback loop, and that you need to be very careful to avoid. What happens on the patch bay? On the patch bay, you need to find, and you can see I have still cable going on because I have my reverb active and I'm using that into my track. If you look down here, you notice that there is a record out or mix out. So I'm listening to the mix out, and that's what I want to use to then record. So I'm gonna direct this to the input of my Pro Tools track, which is 1718. So I still go on the DAW ins, make sure you check the left and right channel. 1718 are the two channels of my in-bus. So I take it from the mix output and I put it inside the line 17 and 18 on my DAW, not the line in. I don't want the mix to go back to the desk. I don't need to audition, I'm already auditioning. So if I do that, I create a loop, I break the speakers, I break my ears, and then it's trouble. Now, I arm the track. The final mix, you can have different version again, so you can do the takes and then you choose the best one later. And what am I doing? I'm actually pressing record. And in this way, you have your mixer going nice and dandy there. The levels of the faders are the one that dictates your mix. So whatever is real on the console is happening in the mix. So you can actually also lower set the things at the right time, put it back in. And so making it very dynamic and rich with all the effect. Whatever effect is going back to the console from Pro Tools is gonna be recorded in the mix bus. And as you can see now, I have my mix there. I didn't record the whole thing right now. I can put it into solo, and now I can actually listen to that because it's in solo. Let's say on channel 21, 22, and make sure obviously you deactivate the recording because you don't want it to have a loop. And if I press play on 21 and 22, I should be able to hear back my mix. So to recap, you can have all the tracks live inside the console, going into Pro Tools, patched or not patched, and then you record the final mix. You record your performance to imprint the mix with some of your ideas, musical ideas, and organization.